built this city on rock and roll. Built this city.
Yeah, some Starship for you, and we built this city. I don't think we built it on rock and roll. Pittsburgh wasn't built on that. It's supposed to be built with steel and manufacturing, but you know what? We're still behind the eight ball on that and a whole lot more. And this is Ralph Williams, and we're here for Ralph's Opinion Local tonight. I'm seriously considering taking Ralph's Opinion Local off the air. The reason for it is because of low viewership. I'm seriously looking into that. I moved the time to accommodate everyone who, wasn't tuning in at the 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock time. And I thought it would be best if I moved it to evening. So I moved it to the evening time thinking I'd get a lot of views and got nothing. I'm lucky if I got 12 from last week's show. All right. I'm seriously thinking this could be the last show, but that's still in the thinking process, because if you want to hear about local stuff, you can listen to my radio show on 1250 AM, 92.5 FM, The Answer, the Ralph Williams Show. I talk a lot of local issues, and it's just no real need for me to have this show. But I'm still going to do the Ralph's Opinion Show at 7 o'clock every Wednesday night, all right? So I just want to let you know that. And on the 4th, or a night that I have my Allegheny County Council meeting, I will Ralph's Opinion will move to 8 o'clock on Wednesdays. Okay, 8 o'clock. So just to let you know that, in case you're, wondering what I'm doing here with this, I'm really thinking of canceling it, simply because, as I mentioned, I don't get a lot of views on this program, and I have my radio show now, and I don't need this show. I really don't need it. And if I want to bring it back, I always can. So, I have all the video and everything I need to bring it back, if that's where it comes down to. All right, this segment here coming up here at the show today, brought to you in part by Bon Jovi Journey Tribute Band. They will be November 16th. They will be at the 31 Bar in Bridgeville, right on Washington Pike. And then also they will be on the 27th of November at the Jurgles in Warrendale. And also they have a New Year's Eve party coming up, which I'm going to have up here for you shortly here. They have a New Year's Eve party coming up here on December 31st, Tuesday. As you know, New Year's Eve Day is on a Wednesday. So New Year's Eve, they will have a champagne toast party favors at Jurgles Rhythm and Brew as well. Big time New Year's Rockin' Eve bash. All right, good to hear from the guys at Bon Journey. We're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. All right. Today and every Wednesday, I do my taping for the Ralph Williams Show, which is this Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 1250 a.m., 92.5 FM, The Answer. Okay. And I said on the show this for this Saturday, and you can listen to it, about my reasons for voting for Donald Trump. But next, don't forget also this Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m., 1250 a.m., 92.5 FM, The Answer. So doubleheader on The Answer. And that's with Sports Corner Radio Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. And don't forget, Saturday morning, 9 a.m., the External Boom Show with me, Ralph Williams, Scott Morgan, Leo Haggerty, and Jeremy Ballrick. All right. So don't forget to tune in this Saturday. I give my reasons why I voted for Donald Trump, and my guest will be Tony Moreno, who is a former city police officer, who basically we're going to talk about the city police department and what goes on there and why this Sherrod thing happened and the career of Larry Sherrod and a few other things. And Tony brings us into big time perspective about a couple different things and what's going on right now in the department. All right. All right. Let's talk about the local elections. Okay. The state house and the Senate, things could change. But there were a lot of incumbents that won. Chris Deluzio won. There were a bunch of people who won. This Nick Pisitano, who is running with Nicole Rosito to take over Jim Brewster's spot because Jim Brewster's retiring. There's a lot of different local races that got kind of heated. They really did. They really got kind of heated, especially the Jen Dentini one with Devlin Robinson. That one really got heated. I like Devlin Robinson. I've told you many times on this, either on this show or on one of my other shows, that I've met him in person. He's a very nice guy, likes transit. Uh, and I'm glad that he got reelected, because the only thing that'll get me and him on my bad side is if he doesn't return my phone calls. Okay. So I'm working on, for the Ralph Williams show, I'm trying to get Nita Gulick, and I'm also trying to get Devlin Robinson on the show to talk about their plan to go to the Supreme Court to have Xander Ornstein removed. And we spoke about this before. Okay. Monday, if you watch The Way We See It with me, myself, and Bill Canada, Bill was on for a little while. I talked about it. Bill gave his opinion. I gave mine. I've said it many times on this program. I think he should be removed. I don't know why the president judge didn't do something more than what she's done, Susan DeLucente. I'm also working on getting her on to talk about, Allegheny County judges and what's going on with the budget with them. Will they get some stuff cut? The big thing here in Pittsburgh right now is the Allegheny County budget. They want to do a 47% property tax increase. And Sarah Alvarado is talking about doing this if she can't cut within some of these departments. But I just don't see that happening, because what happened was she had already, and I mentioned this last time, already gave those employees a raise. Okay. So your favorite county council person, if they pass this property tax thing, could be getting voted out. And you can thank Sarah Alvarado for this, because I don't understand how in the world 2 years ago, when I talked to Big Mouth Bethany Hallam, she was on my TV show on PCTV, and she told me straight up there was billions of dollars in that county coffers. Where'd all that money go? Where did it go? That's what I want to know. I want to know why this county is in so bad a shape that they have to go into property taxes and laying off employees and cutting in different departments, which they really can't cut into. Okay. So a lot of the local elections could determine whether or not some of the stuff that goes on in Allegheny County could go on. Where are we going to go? Ask the state for a loan? Is that where the county's going to go with this? All right. There was some red hot, nasty election stuff that came up. And it could get ignorant if I decide to run in 2027 against Bethany Hallam. It could get ugly. All right. Because if I know Bethany, she's going to try to hold on to her job as county council person at large. And she's going to start cracking things on me about how I'm in a wheelchair and I don't work and I don't do this and that. I work, I do this. This is my work. And I don't really get paid for this. I do this because I enjoy it. If I get sponsors, that's fine. If I don't get sponsors, oh well. All right. I'm willing to spend a little bit of money to do this and do what I need to do. I love talking to Mike. I like talking to you. I wish more of you would come and watch my shows. Okay. Mailbag, Ralph Williams 737 at gmail.com. Comment section wide open tonight. I don't know where everybody is. I guess everybody got an election hangover. But speaking of election hangover, I got to give it to Pittsburgh, man. I got to give it to them. I really do. Here, you know what? You get this tonight. The reason you get this is because the reason I say this is because I thought that this town was going to be a dead town today. Election hangover. I don't know what happened, but maybe, and it's just like a Steeler game. You go to a Sunday night Steeler game and then you show up for work, on a Monday morning or whatever, and you come in late because the Steelers won and you spent too much time drinking and you were partying. When the Steelers lose, everybody Monday morning shows up on time for work. I know this. I've seen it for years. So I figure with the election going on the way it did, and everybody was soaking their sorrows and having drinks because Kamala Harris didn't win and Donald Trump won, I figured everybody had an election hangover. And the McCormick and Casey race, I don't think has been decided yet. When I checked earlier, it still wasn't decided. Okay, I'm waiting for Casey to give a speech for his concession, if that's the case, because he's losing and is still at the same 4% percentage. McCormick's up on Casey. All right. So a question I have for you tonight is, where does Bob Casey go after this? Does he retire and walk away? Or does he continue to try to squeeze out every vote he thinks he can squeeze out? And I'm not sure if all the precincts reported either. I have to check. I'm not real sure what's going on with McCormick and Casey right now. Okay. We come back after these words. We're going to talk more about the election. Casey, I'm going to check, see what's going on with McCasey McCormick. All right. And I'll have an answer for you, because I don't think that has been determined yet. I really don't. I really don't believe that at all. All right. We got a lot to talk about tonight, including, did the Allegheny County elections go well? According to officials, yes, it did. I will tell you about something that happened up in Carrick that shouldn't have happened, but it did. Also, don't forget about the long lines. I want to talk about Cambria County having issues with their election machines that caused the election to go over 2 hours. How'd you like to be those poll workers? All right. But we're in the MATA Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, 724-201-0500. MATA Heating and Air Conditioning. You ought to call MATA. They're our studio sponsor here for Ralph's Opinion Local. All right. Okay. We come back after these words. We're going to talk more about the, about what's the local elections, and we're going to find out what's going on with McCormick and Casey. Has it been determined yet? I'm not sure. I can find out. But at this point, so far, it hasn't, at least so far to my knowledge. I'm just wondering if Bob Casey doesn't want to do a concession speech, because this is the first time he has lost an election. He's been 18 years as the senator and in Washington, D.C. So, there we are. All right, right after these words.
You like basketball? Well, I have a basketball team here in Pittsburgh called the Steel City Yellow Jackets. They're an ABA basketball team who has won championships and have affordable ticket prices. Their home games are played in the Allentown section of the city of Pittsburgh. Check out scyyellowjackets.com for game information and tickets. Look forward to seeing you there. Do you need insurance? Well, I have an agent for you who has great customer service and will meet your insurance needs. Robin Campbell, Farmers Insurance and Bristol West Insurance. He will help you with auto, life, renters, fire, and more. Call Robin today at 412-366-3399. Tell Robin Ralph Williams sent you. Robin Campbell Insurance. Are you handicapped and having trouble going to do your normal life activities? Well, I have the solution for you. A folding power wheelchair from Fold & Travel Mobility. They have the best models of folding power wheelchairs. Their goal is to provide best-in-class products that allow their customers to live a better and easier life. Call them at 1-877-GOT-FOLD or online at foldandtravelmobility.com. We look forward to you calling.
Ralph Williams here to talk to you today about Candlewood Suites in Erie. Candlewood Suites in Erie is a hotel you do not want to go to. I experienced an issue where I needed my sheets changed, and my wife went up to complain and say something. She raised her voice a little bit. They kicked us out. If you don't want to go through any of this stuff, the hotel is a dump. The general manager has bad customer service experience. So please do yourself a favor and do not stay at the Candlewood Suites in Erie, because if you do, you will regret it. So do not stay there, please. And please spread the word to anyone you know that's going to Erie to tell them not to stay at this Candlewood Suites Hotel. It's a disgrace what goes on there. They disrespected me as a handicapped person, and they disrespected my mother as a senior citizen. So please do not go there. Thank you. All right, we're back here at the Ralph's Opinion Local Show, and we're here every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. But tonight, and I think we're going to take a little break from this program. Tonight will be the last show of this year. Possibly we'll come back in January. I've also suspended the Bible Capsule Show as well. I'm looking for more viewers of these shows. I'm not getting a lot of viewer time here. I'm a little bitter of the fact that, and I said this before, that the guys who really don't have any kind of talent and put on stupid stuff on the air on social media platforms and have more views than I do. And it's pretty sad. And they haven't been around that long. So I don't know what I need to do to increase my viewership. But anyway, 724-201-0500. That's the number to call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Give them a call today for all your heating and air conditioning needs. Also, they have UV lighting, snow melt, get you ready for the winter time as well. All right, Allegheny County had no real issues with any of the election, but they had one issue. Two guys were fighting and arguing over signs and stuff at a Carrick location. You know what? Why do people act like idiots? I can't figure that out. And, the similar situation happened in Ross Township. Okay? Why? Explain to me why you would have any reason to harass somebody, cause somebody problems, and make problems at the polls. Okay? There's something called election stress. They were talking about on national news about the election stress and all this other crap. All right? And the reason there's election stress is because the idiots like you, if you're the ones who are doing it, that are causing these problems. Okay? Why in the world would you even do that? All right? Okay? Why? Explain to me. Why would you consider harassing somebody at an election poll because you're frustrated because they wanted to vote for Kamala Harris, or they wanted to vote for Joe Biden, or they wanted to vote for Jill Stein, or they wanted to vote for the Harry Klishnas, okay, or something to that effect. All right? What is your problem? Why? Me, I'm a lucky guy. My polling station's right down here in my community room in my building. I just go downstairs and vote. I used to do the mail-in ballot. I don't do it anymore. Okay? I like the new system. Now Allegheny County has the little, you fill in the little bubbles, and then you run it through the scanner, and if it works, it's fine. I used to work at the polls when they had the computers with the little disc. It looks like an 8-track cartridge. You stick it in all the time. You had these little weeny little tickets, I fill it out. I run it through the scanner. They give me this thing, this sticker that says I voted, and I'm done. It's not that hard. I don't work the polls anymore. It's not a bad job if you need the money and you really want to help out with the voting, which is what makes the voting what it is by you helping out or someone helping out. But, we got a lot of lazy people in not only just in Pittsburgh, but across the country. And I've let that be known. I have never in my life seen what I'm seeing right now. Okay. But I mean, as far as Allegheny County goes, there really weren't any, I don't think there were any major problems other than the Carrick incident and the Ross Township incident. Okay. Cambria County, on the other hand, they had some issues with the machines. They had a computer glitch. They had this problem. They had that problem. They had to go to a judge, and the judge had to determine whether or not they could stay open an extra 2 hours to cover the 2 hours that they made people wait outside because of the issue with the computer system. So let's say you get there at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, the polls open at 7. They close at 8. Okay. And let's say you get there at 7 o'clock in the morning. You think you're just going to go in, vote, and go home. There was a line there at 7 o'clock in the morning to vote, and people were going in, and some people go in before they go to work, or they go in after they go to work. So if you're going in before you go to work, you're expecting to go into the polling place and be able to vote, okay, and then go to work, not be in line for 2 hours, and didn't want to get out of line because you don't want to lose your place, obviously, okay? But you spent that kind of time doing that, and then you're late for work. Then after work, you worked all day, you're tired, you're deadbeat. You just want to go into the voting polls, which is what I've done in the past when I was gainfully employed. As you know, I'm handicapped in a wheelchair. Okay. And you are tired from working, and then you have to go to the polls and wait in line for 2 hours because of the computers. But that happened in Cambria County. And, it's pretty sad that that kind of stuff happened there. It's pretty sad that they had to go find a judge to actually approve this so they could stay open an extra 2 hours. And then it made everybody else's day complicated. All right. I mean, that there right there is stress in the election. I know some people who said they only had 1 hour of sleep last night because they stayed up all night to watch the election. I watched it as long as I could. I had to get up this morning because I had to go someplace. Okay. I had to go for a doctor's appointment before I went on to go do other things. Okay. So I was up at 5 o'clock this morning. All right. So I didn't get a chance to really watch what all happened with the election. First thing I did, though, when I did get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, was turn on the news to see what was going on. I get into that stuff because I care about what goes on in this county and the region and everything else. May even run for politics in the future. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see how my health holds up. We'll see where I go with my media shows, things like that. We'll see. Okay. Could happen. That's Ralph's Opinion Local tonight. All right. Let's get into the race for Congress. Chris Deluzio, who was running against Rob Matsey, or not Rob Matsey, what the heck was that guy's name? Rob McCreary. Here's another progressive Democrat who hangs out with the Summerlees of the world, who also got reelected. All right. Not only did she get reelected, but a few other progressives did as well. So keep it up. Keep it up. Keep voting these progressives in. Once again, you did it again. You keep voting in these progressives. I voted for that Malcolm Kenyatta for Auditor General. He lost. State Treasurer, Attorney or Auditor General. That race, or Attorney General. That race turned into a dogfight between Sunday and Di Pasquale. Okay. I mean, there were a lot of tight dogfight races locally in the state and local here in Western Pennsylvania. Rob Matsey, he blew out that guy that was making fun of him. Well, I don't mean he blew him out. I think he beat him by half out there in Beaver County. Okay. Rob Matsey's been a staple of that county for many years, and he's done a lot. He brought the Shell cracker plant there. Okay. Created jobs. All right. And, some of the commercials that his opponent was putting up were actually quite funny. I didn't think they were funny, but they were quite funny. So I talked about this and that's Ralph's Opinion on that tonight. I spoke about this on Monday on the way we see it, or the way I see it, more or less. Had a parade in Mount Pleasant, PA. It was a Halloween parade. They had a Donald Trump, somebody dressed like Donald Trump with Secret Service last week. I think it was happening while I was doing my shows last Wednesday. And they had this guy dressed like Donald Trump, Secret Service on each side, riding around on a golf cart. Behind them, they had Kamala Harris on a chain being dragged with a Secret Service person. Okay. Now, I'm 50-50 on this. Part of me says that's disgusting. But there's another part of me that says, well, you know what? This is a Halloween parade, and people like to have fun. I see people, when I used to go to parades, dressed like Bill Clinton, dressed like Donald Trump, dressed like the president, dressed like this guy, that guy. Okay? I used to go and scare people at the parade. I had this spooky outfit that I used to wear. So what makes anyone think that that is disgusting? That's just something all in fun. All in fun. So the comments I made on Monday, I get these emails on the mailbag here that says, Ralph, Ralph, forget about you. You're a jerk. I'm a jerk because I didn't say that it was disgusting. The community's mayor wants to sit down with these people and talk about this. Okay? The fire department's making apologies. Look, the fire department needs to make money. They sell these, or they sell the spot in the parade. They sponsor the parade. So you get to put a float in there and you pay for it. So let's say I wanted to come dressed like myself and set up a little desk on a little car or whatever, or a wagon or a truck, and I want to broadcast from a truck in the parade. I'd have to pay for it. All right. So now you're telling the fire department that they can't make money because of this Halloween parade, that you're upset because of this joke that was supposedly played with this float. Okay. On the other hand, I could go in the direction of Mount Pleasant's mayor complaining and other people going, hey, you know what? That's disgusting. Yes, it is. It is disgusting. All right. What's really disgusting is Mount Lebanon. A 13-year-old girl goes to a house of a Pittsburgh public school teacher who was handing out candy and taking a poll amongst young kids. She's asking young kids if they could vote today, who would they vote for? And this girl said, I'm voting for Donald Trump. She said, come back next year when you're raped. Really, we're going to say that? Is that exactly what we're going to do? Okay. So this is Halloween in Western Pennsylvania last week. Tarentum, they shot at people while trick-or-treating was going on. This is Western Pennsylvania at its best for trick-or-treating and Halloween and parades. You know what embarrassment this all is? And the one thing that's really embarrassing is the fact that the Pittsburgh public school teacher who said and did this, she ought to be ashamed of herself. And Pittsburgh public schools, their hands are tied because that happened on her property. And if she gets fired, she'll go, well, the Constitution says I'm allowed to say whatever I feel like it, which is true. Okay. But whatever happened to tact? Whatever happened to sensibility? Whatever happened to just a little bit of common courtesy? It all went away. Stupid never takes a vacation. Common sense went out the window a long time ago. And now this stuff. Okay. Where is this woman's common sense? Now, if you're a school teacher, you should be educated enough to understand that you don't do these kind of things. And again, here we are. It's another joking kind of thing for some people. But some people think that that's disgusting and gross. And the father of the girl who was involved in this called the Mount Lebanon police. I don't blame them for doing that. Okay? But I don't think any charges should really be filed. I don't think you can. Because that woman's going to go to court. She's going to have a lawyer. The lawyer's going to say, well, my client has a right to say whatever they want. They're going to drag the Constitution into it, and they're going to get away with it. But this is Western Pennsylvania at its best. A parade with an obnoxious float in it. A school teacher from the Pittsburgh Public Schools who lives in Mount Lebanon who says some disgusting thing to a 13-year-old girl. Okay? Whatever happened to freedom of speech with tact a little bit? What happened to freedom of speech with a little bit of courtesy? What happened to freedom of speech with a little bit? It's not there anymore. And you know, I think Pittsburgh is the worst. All right? I'm driving out there. I don't need your lip. I don't need to hear any of your crap. I don't need you honking a horn at me or nothing, because there's no reason to. You got that? So my question to you is, do you think Donald Trump can reunite this country? Because this area needs reunited real bad. I have never seen what I'm seeing now. The F-bomb, the MF bomb, can't talk to nobody, can't sit down and say, hey, look, let's sit down and let's discuss this. No, they want to shoot you. No, they want to do bodily harm to you. It's either their way or the highway. Okay? There's no in between. There's no any of this stuff. And you're probably saying to me, well, Ralph, why do you say this all the time? Because this is the truth. That's why I say it all the time. And I say it all the time because it frustrates me to no end that this is what I have to put up with as a handicapped person. Or any person for that matter. Okay? Go to the store one time. People don't like their job. They get angry with you. They get mad at you. My boss. I don't like my boss. I'm going to treat everybody with disrespect. Okay? Call the local pizza shop. Find out how much money you pay for food. Call DoorDash. Call Slice Pizza. Or that Slice app where, they go to pizza shops and pick up your food at pizza shops that won't hire a delivery driver. I can't find one. Okay? They add the tip on immediately. So if I get a driver that takes 6 hours to bring me my food, he gets a $6 tip. They automatically put the tip on because you got creeps out here that are delivering food and spitting in people's food and bringing it cold, eating out of it. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Slice. So now Slice is adding the tip into the bill automatically. So if this driver comes here and his breath smells like crap and I got to smell it and I don't want to give him a tip, I can't take it off. My wife and I ordered pizza last night. Okay? She was in the mood for an Italian hoagie. I wanted a meatball hoagie. Great food, but I had to go through Slice to get it delivered. It's an app, you put it in your thing. It runs like a DoorDash kind of thing. But now, to avoid people spitting in your food because they don't get a tip, okay, or someone making your food cold and bringing it all late, or somebody eating out of your food. Those incidents have happened here in Pittsburgh. Okay? All right? Happy Halloween. Happy late Halloween to everybody. But this is the way we conduct ourselves in Western Pennsylvania. This is the way that we conduct ourselves in Pittsburgh and around the nation. It's worse here than it is anywhere, I think. I could be wrong. Coming up, we're going to talk about Carroll Township and Cecil Township in Washington County. Then we're going to wrap things up here for the way Ralph's Opinion Local. I'm going to check the views on this program, and we're going to go as we go. But we're going to shut this show down until January, bring it back then, because I think it needs some time to rest to get more views. Okay. All right. For the final edition until next year, I'm Ralph Williams for the Ralph's Opinion Local show. We'll be back right after these words.
Do you need flowers for a wedding anniversary, funeral, or for your sweetheart? Call Alex's Flowers today. 412-661-6071. Alex's Flowers is a full-service florist specializing in a variety of flowers, plants, balloons, fruit, munch, gourmet, and plush. 30 years in the flower business, Alex has the right flowers for you. Also online at alexsflowers.com. Auto repair can be expensive, and sometimes shops rip you off. But I have a shop for you to fix your car the right way at the right price. Big Dog Auto in West Mifflin by the Allegheny County Airport. Oil change, state inspection, and more. Call today, 412-999-0191. For good car repair, call the big dog. Big Dogs Auto. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. How about some sponsorship advertising with RW Media Productions? Affordable rates. You can get 6 podcasts, 2 radio shows on 1250 AM and 92.5 FM The Answer, and on rwmediaproductions.com as well. All for one affordable price. Call today, 412-545-4317, or email at ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you. I'm here today to tell you about some great pizza. This great pizza is at the original Hometown Pizza in Moon Township, right on University Boulevard. Call them at 412-264-4444. Again, that number is 412-264-4444. Eat in, take out, and delivery. Look forward to you calling them. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you, and you get a discount on your order. The original Hometown Pizza.
All right, we're back here. Ralph's Opinion Local, the final show of 2024. We're going to take a little break, come back next year, see where the viewership goes. Right now, the viewership's been low on this show. I've even moved it to another time, gave it about a month, and we're still where we were at before. So until it gets maybe, we're going to take a look at this and rethink this a little bit. But Ralph's Opinion will still be on at 7 o'clock, except for the 4th Wednesday of the month, because I have my Allegheny County Transit meeting. It goes beyond 7 o'clock sometimes. We're going to have it at 8 o'clock. So I will let you know that. Keep informed on my social media platforms as well. All right. We're here live every single Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for the Ralph's Opinion Show on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch platforms. Carroll Township, Washington County, a couple of houses. Now, they say they're homes, but they look like they're a commercial business. And they had a meeting, and the community showed up in droves. They had this big meeting because this house supposedly is looking like it's going to be a business. I don't know what the zoning laws are there, but I do know that here we are with this. They want to put these 2 homes in this fine residential community. And it's looking like they're businesses. And they're going to break the violating the zoning laws. Some people that were interviewed today said that they really don't think the government in the area is going to do anything about it. Which, of course, that's why we live in a nothing society. Cecil Township, trying to ban fracking. They want it, but they don't want it around their homes. They don't want it around their schools. So they're asking for it to be 5,000 feet away from their home or the school. Okay. They're worried about water. There's sophisticated stuff out there. And let me say this. I've said this many times. I know of a Bible camp in Hickory, PA that's surviving because of gas drilling. If it wasn't for gas drilling, they wouldn't survive. Okay. Their water's fine. They have a water purification system, water works that Range Resources built for them and did a lot for the camp. Helped fix the property up, did a lot of work for them. Yeah, and now they're making money on the taps along with some other folks that are on the same taps. All right. If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't be their survival's done. So you think about that when you go to your government and say, I don't want fracking. Look at the airport. Look at the county parks, as I mentioned on Monday. Why isn't the county parks? Because of our progressive Democrats in county council that really don't want to have anything like that. So Cecil Township says, well, we're not going to do this. I'm afraid my water is going to get contaminated and all that. But as the companies have assured, and some of the politicians there that believe that this is going to work have said that they do a lot of, gas drilling and fracking in Washington County anyway. I know a guy who moved out to Alexandria, Virginia, sold his property in Washington County, moved out there, and is collecting money on taps. Same thing as the camp. All right. So go ahead, ban fracking. Go ahead with these progressive Democrats. Go ahead and try. Donald Trump's bringing it back. He's going to upscale it. Natural gas, coal. Why can't we have it all? You got people like Pittsburgh City Councilwoman. What's her face? Oh gosh, off the tip of my tongue, with her plastic bag ordinance. Okay. So what do you stand to gain with that? Oh, well, we got to do this for our kids. You know, our kids are out there shooting people. Our kids are out there causing problems. So why don't we worry about that first before we worry about plastic bags? This city, and that's why I started off tonight with we built this city, because this city hasn't been built in a while for anything. We built this city on rock and roll. Well, we built this city on what's with homeless people everywhere. We built this city with progressive district justices who let people out on no bail. We built this city where we have a mayor who hides everything from city council. We built this city to look disgusting. Okay, and we're worried about plastic bags. That's what Pittsburgh City Council was worrying about. And now Pittsburgh City Council wants to do this zoning thing. Tony Moreno and I really didn't get a chance to talk about it on my the Ralph Williams show. But they want to get a zoning thing where you could pitch a tent up in the woods in any area of Pittsburgh. And I don't blame people for being upset because they were not consulted with this. City Council tried to shove this through. And I've always said this, it takes two to tango. The debacle with Sherrod, maybe Sherrod didn't want to put up with Mayor Gainey's policies anymore. So he decided, I'm going to go back to refereeing basketball and walk away. Maybe, although he said in his closing speech on the radio that, you know, he left because his partner got a job and they have to go to Dallas, Texas. I get that, fine. But I think there's always, as I always said, there's always two sides to every story, and it always takes two to tango. And what I'm wondering here is whether or not there was something more to this that meets the eye with the city council can't get along with the mayor. Mayor Gainey and the Pittsburgh City Council haven't spoken in 1 year to each other. So here we are. We built this city, like Starship says, with rock and roll. No, you built this city to look like crap. Tents everywhere, crime all over the place, homeless people sleeping everywhere. It's disgusting. Downtown looks a mess. We built this city. We built it for nothing. The government does nothing. Nobody cares. And we're in the same policies that we're in before. Watch my show Saturday morning. Watch the Ralph Williams show. I have Tony Moreno coming on. And he's going to be talking about some of the policies, the ridiculous policies of the Pittsburgh Police Department that's affecting the city itself. Okay? They had a hearing involving Larry Sherrod last week. Larry Sherrod was supposed to be at this hearing. He didn't show up. They blasted Jake Pollock. They blasted administration from the mayor's office. The mayor wasn't even at this hearing in regards to why did Larry Sherrod walk away. $95,000. $95,000. Wouldn't you like to have $95,000 every year? Yes. He claims that with all the basketball games that he missed, he has to make it up for 8 years. I don't blame Larry for leaving if he wants to make money like that and not have to bust his butt in law enforcement. I don't blame him. He's going to make $95,000 a year in pension and $210,000 this year for refereeing 70 basketball games at $3,000 a pop, a game. Okay. Now they're looking at Chris Ragland. I hear this guy has no personality. I hear this guy is a no-nonsense cop, which is something that Ed Gainey and Beth Pittinger the Civilian Review Board and all that. They don't want those kind of cops. No. Okay. We built this city. We built it all right. We didn't build it right. And we're not treating it right. And until it changes, it'll never be right. All right. Just a few announcements. Don't forget my triple header on Saturday morning. Don't forget tonight, 9:00, I'll be going the NFL roundtable on the kneecap biting with Jeremy Ballrick, and then also at 10:30 tonight in the Sports Web in Tampa, I will be on with Peter Blake. We're going to have Turnbuckle Talk tonight. Don't forget my guest, Tony Moreno, talk about the Pittsburgh Police Department. That's going to be really interesting. I'm working on Devlin Robinson and Amanda Gulick to talk about the Zander Ornstein situation and a lot more. This is going to be one great show for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's going to love this show, and if you watch it nationally, good as well. Also, this Saturday Sports Corner radio show. Steelers made some trades. We'll talk about that. Pitt and Penn State losing. We'll talk about that as well. So, from last week. So, but anyway, Sports Corner radio show. Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, Luther Dupree, 1250 AM, 92.5. The Answer. The triple header for Ralph, and also don't forget the External Bum also on Saturday. External Bum show at 9 a.m. on our social media platforms here of YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch platforms. Ralph Williams, Scott Morganroth, Leo Haggerty, and Jeremy Ballrick. All right, everybody have yourself a great night. I'm sorry I have to take this show down because of lack of viewership. Last week I had 12 views for the whole week. So, therefore, I'm going to take this down. Don't forget to subscribe. I only need 21 more subscribers to get to 200. If I get to 200, I'll bring some of these shows back. Subscribers, okay? All right, you have yourself a great night. Thank you, and I hope you went out and voted, and I hope your candidate won. And if they didn't, let's agree to disagree, but we'll leave it at that. I'm Ralph Williams. Have a great one. Thank you.